like we promised, we got a 1964 Chevelle SS Malibu. And this right here is really not a car out of my collection, but I certainly wish it was. This is from a good friend of mine named Ken Wible. Now, Ken is actually in a couple different car clubs, and the car clubs are, we met a lot of these folks through Hot San Jose Nights and people that join in. Ken was gracious enough to help with a San Jose holiday parade. And Ken's been helping building the carousel. He's been helping building all the items for the float. And I got to show his car. He drives it in, parks in the parking lot, and you can't help from liking a Chevrolet Chevelle. Now, a couple pieces of information. A lot of you guys know or don't know, but some of you Chevy guys know this, but the Ford guys and the Chrysler guys might not. Do you know that 1964 was the very, very first year of Chevelle Malibu? And actually, when they brought it into they even brought it into the El Camino, and they brought it into their breeds of cars. But the name of Chevelle really was not the name they chose originally. It was Corcel. And the name was changed basically in 1963 is when the name was changed, because, of course, they had meetings with the powers that be, didn't really care for the name. It sounded too much like carousel. And they decided to change the word, and somebody came up with the word Chevelle. Now, what Ken has done to this car, he's actually made the car a little bit of a retro rod. This is not really a total number matching car because the motor in the car was changed over. Originally was a V8 car, originally was an automatic car, but things that Ken has done to it has been really, really a great taste and a good choice for a daily driver and for being involved in the shows. But the Chevelle SS Malibus had a lot of little different items on them than the standard base car. Now, it's kind of hard to believe that they made 2,225 or 2,227 12 cars. That's a lot of automobiles for Chevrolet to make. For the guys that are Chevy guys, it's a lot of cars to make just on this particular line itself. Now, when you keep doing down the breakdown, how many 4-doors, how many 2-doors, how many convertibles, how many 6-cylinders, how many V8s, that's what makes these really, really rare. A V8 automatic Chevelle Malibu SS convertible is a very, very desired car. And the molding on the car, I think, is it makes the whole car all the way down. It's just a little touch to it that I think really makes a real big difference. And of course, you know, the V8 cars had the V's on the side on here. All the moldings on this car are great, and of course the word Chevelle on the side of it. But this color in this car, absolutely stunning. I love a dark, dark navy blue, and this is a dark navy blue with just a hint of metal flake into it. Not overdone. Very, very good choice. A hard color to paint and a very difficult color to show a car, because when a car looks this nice, it really makes the car a lot better when a color like this goes on it and the car's straight. This is a very, very nice automobile. Things that Ken has done to this car throughout the time is he actually upgraded the V8 into it. He actually put a set of camel hump heads on this particular 327. And for guys who don't know what the camel hump heads were, those were the open heads, like a 202 head for Chevrolet. And these like fuel injection heads, and really making a world of difference in the performance and the breathing of it on a custom built motor for the car. 4-barreled it and did a few little tricks to that, kind of a mild hydraulic cam, made it a very nice street driving car. But one of the best things you can do to one of these things right here is transmission the car up a little different. He put a 700R. For guys who don't know what a 700R transmission is, it's actually a 4-speed automatic. With a lot of street rodders, we have a lot of choices of a lot of type of wheels. You got your expensive ones, your medium road, but I'm telling you, nothing really works like a Chevrolet rally wheel on a Chevrolet automobile. And then there's a lot of different ways to tickle a rally wheel, and these right here are fully chromed rallies. I think they're an excellent choice. You know, you don't have to put the beauty ring in, but some guys have actually constructed a beauty ring that will actually stick to the chrome, and all these little derby caps. There's all sorts of caps designed, you know, the original Chevrolet style. There's one you can put a knockoff on. You can get a flat one that's Chevy emblem and one without a Chevy emblem, rings, whatnots. But I'm telling you, what a good choice. I think Ken chosen wisely on this right here, and it gives it that retro look of the 60s. When you get a Performance 327 like Ken went ahead and put in this car, I'm telling you, when you go ahead and add the right stuff, the right tools for the trade here, these right here are some coated headers. Now, what makes these particular headers a good set is that this block that's right here where my finger is, this is extremely thick. It's twice as thick as the older school headers, and you don't really create a header leak. And a header leak, to me, it makes a car very tacky and it's kind of annoying to have. And these are called semi-shorties. They don't go all the way down to the ground. They don't go all the way to the bottom of the frame. These are an excellent choice, an excellent header for the car, and it gives it that good, crisp GM sound. And of course, you got some valve covers on the car, you know, some chrome stuff, some little dress-up stuff. But Ken drives this car. This is a daily driver. We're showing you exactly how Ken brought the car in. He's got the chrome air cleaner, which is a good thing because he's got the 4-barrel. He's got the aluminum Holley manifold on there for, you know, they sell these. These are great adaptations for the car. These are not expensive changes over. We don't get into prices on the Car Guy channel, but I'm telling you right now, those are bang for the buck all day long. But Ken has 2 items in this car that really makes this car here a really, really great driver besides the 700R transmission. Ken's got power brakes, and this car here is a factory power brake car, which is really a neat option. And what Ken has done for this car here also is this car here has disc brakes added to the front of it. And I'm telling you guys, I know he stresses this a lot on the Car Guy channel, but you can't be safe enough sometimes. This car can stop behind a minivan or mom in a Volvo, whatever it takes. This car here can stop and drive behind one, in front of one, and be right in the traffic and be very, very safe. And to tell you something, guys, when you got good stopping on some of these cars, it's good for the car itself. We would never want to see a car like this even damaged at all. And Ken's got power steering. When you got power steering on this car and you got power brakes, it makes the car a real wholesome driver. A convertible to me is the car to own. This is California. Let's face it, guys and gals, this is California, and convertibles always seem to fetch a little extra dollar. But the interior, a convertible car just shows off. And back in the 60s, they were very colorful, and they had a lot of good stuff to them. But Ken's car, all the door jambs are in really nice shape. You can see the fresh rubber bumpers that go for closing the doors. And to me, when I buy a car, look at a car, there's 3 areas I look at. And you guys, one day we'll go ahead and do one that I'm going to be purchasing. I look at door jambs and underneath the dash and under the hood before I really investigate anything else. That tells you a lot about the type of mechanic that's worked on the car, the quality level of detail. When a guy puts detail in an area that you don't see when you walk by and then you open up a door jamb, that means he cares and does a really nice job. This is a bucket seat car, which is, you know, they had benches for these cars here. And of course, this actually is a true, going by the number codes on the dash, on the data plate, will tell you this car here really is an SS Chevelle Malibu Convertible. And this car has options like the center console, which is for the automatic shifter on the floor. But guys, if you guys know what's rare and what's really cool, when Ken drove this car up and showed me one day, that steering wheel. Those steering wheels are highly collectible and very sought after, being a 2-bar with the 3 holes on the sides. And they're very collectible. It's actually kind of, though, it's really not a wood, it's actually a plastic that they used. The dash in these cars were very simple. And this is the year they started to put in some padded dashes in cars. And not all cars had padded dashes, and not all Chevelle Malibu SS's or certain cars had padded dashes. These right here were an option to put into them. They all did not have them. I personally want to thank Ken Wible for bringing his 1964 Malibu SS convertible with the 700R. And I want to thank the NorCal Chevelle and El Camino Club for being involved in Hot San Jose Nights. Ken just happens to be one of the nice guys that's in that whole complete group. Hey, we'll be seeing you guys soon. And Ken, thanks again for bringing your car and helping on the San Jose holiday float.